Namaste and welcome to ABC News Discourse program. I'm Pratibha Paudel. Pakistan has celebrated its National Day. Nepal has long history of diplomatic relationship with Pakistan. Both the countries share a number of similarities, so there are a number of aspects on which Nepal and Pakistan have been sharing, such as bilateral trade, tourism, education, sports, and so on. Today, I am going to talk on this regard with the Ambassador of Pakistan for Nepal, His Excellency Mazhar Javed. He was a medical doctor before joining the government service as an ambassador. I would like to cordially welcome to you in my show. At the same time, I would like to congratulate you and the people of Pakistan on the occasion of Pakistan National Day. Since 1960, Nepal and Pakistan have established good diplomatic relations. There have been high-level official visits for both countries. In this occasion, would you please shed the light on how to further strengthen relations between the two countries?
Thank you so much, Pratibha, and also ABC Television for offering me this opportunity to share our feelings and celebrate Pakistan National Day together with our Nepali friends. Namaskar and good afternoon. And incidentally, this year our National Day falls only a few days after the very colorful festival of Holi. Well, I observed, you have recounted the background of these relations, starting with the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1960. Next year will be the 60th anniversary of these relations. And an interesting thing about these relations, an interesting and remarkable thing, is that in all these 60 years that we had the diplomatic relations, we didn't have any issues, any irritants, or any problems. And throughout this span, it was always about building up more bridges, establishing more cooperation in different areas. And in addition to that, another very important thing is that these relations are not of a transactional nature. It's not just the give and take thing. In all the difficult times, whether it was the earthquakes or floods, either in Nepal or in Pakistan, both the countries and their people stood together. They were very close, had sympathies for each other, and supported each other as much as they could. I said, these relations are not of a transactional nature. Let me explain it to you how. Have you watched Pakistan's cricket match with some other country and see whom does the Nepali crowd support?
Pakistan.
I have watched it many times.
Oh, yeah.
And every time Nepalis back up Pakistani team. It's not without a reason. There is a strong friendly sentiment that makes Nepalis shout in support of Pakistan team. And it's not an ordinary fact. It's a very, very important foundation or the basis for building up bilateral relations. Now you ask me, what can be done to further enhance these relations? Well, so as for the foundation or basis for these relations is required, I've already explained how strong this relation is. In 2018, when Nepal completed its long process of promulgation of constitution, 3-tier elections, establishment of new government, the first country whose head of the state came to Nepal was Pakistan, because we felt the sense of achievement that our Nepali brothers and sisters had. That kind of high-level visits, they would be very, very helpful for building up further relations. So, when you say what needs to be done to further these relations, I think we need to have more of such visits, both from Nepal to Pakistan and from Pakistan to Nepal. There are several delegations coming and going to Pakistan, whether parliamentarians or Nepali journalists. In fact, one of the delegations will be coming back. We visited Pakistan last week, very recently. These are very helpful and positive things. But we do need to have apex level visits from both sides. Then there are certain institutional mechanisms already existing between the two countries, like JEC, foreign secretary level talks. Joint Business Council. These mechanisms need to be energized, reactivated, put on the force so that more interactions can take place. So this is something that I think we need to go on. I can count till evening, but the list of areas which we can work on, it won't finish.
Okay. The politics in South Asian country is fragile, and as we know that Pakistan has a cricketer as a president, okay, and the people of Pakistan and the whole world have some kind of expectation from him, okay. Will this expectation will be materialized?
If you want a short answer, yes, it will. We are very confident in Pakistan. And now after the elections, we have a prime minister, as you said, who is a star, a very well-known figure all around the world. And the government is making all the efforts to move the country forward in terms of economy, in terms of social development, in all the areas that are required to be attended to. And the present government came to power with a heavy mandate. So we have absolutely no reason not to be optimistic. We are sure this government will succeed in all the national interest areas that it's working on.
Okay, Nepal and Pakistan are both the member country of SAARC, okay, but it is said that it is almost functionless. SAARC is functionless, and Your Excellency, would you please give your opinion what SAARC nation have to do for its good functioning?
SAARC, see, South Asia is a huge region, and SAARC is the most potent organization or an association that can link all these countries together in terms of integration, in terms of economic and technical cooperation, in terms of all these areas. The organization has been now there for several decades. Unfortunately, since 2016, the SAARC became a victim of a political scenario. Yes. And because of an unhelpful blame game which has dragged SAARC into it. Right. The summit that had to take place in 2016 November, it has still not taken place. Right. So now this is the longest gap between two SAARC summits ever before in the history of the organization. The importance of SAARC, however, remains. Right. If you look at the present day world, individual countries don't grow, regions do. Right. Pakistan wants more integration with its region. It wants more integration within its region, more integration within South Asia. For that, we all need to work for creating an environment that assures durable, sustainable peace, discussion and resolution of all the issues through dialogue, including resolution of all the outstanding issues like Jammu and Kashmir, so that things can move towards peace, durable stability with more trust, and we can focus all our attention on our mutual integration, on economic cooperation, on areas like science and technology. That is the way forward to prosperity. So it's very important to re-energize SAARC, to reactivate it, and make it as functional as possible.
Sustainable economic growth and social development are prerequisite to enhance the quality life of the people of any country. So Nepal, after the end of prolonged transition and formulation of a stable government to put forward the campaign of Prosperous Nepal, Happy Nepali, various initiatives have been undertaken for the success and campaign. What is the idea about this?
Pratibha, before I answer your question, let me wish our very sincere best wishes for this wording, Sukhi Nepal, Samridha Nepali. Sukhi Nepali, Samridha Nepal. We in Pakistan always wish Happy Nepali and Prosperous Nepal. And I'm sure there is no reason that the kind of endowments, natural endowments, and the strengths that Nepal has, I'm sure it will become a reality, and not in too distant future. Now, this concept of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepali, this is a basic concept which applies to each and every country in the world. If there's prosperity in the country, the people living over there will be happy. That requires interactions, relations, trade and investment with other countries. Okay. And that underlines the need why we should be working more on the areas of trade, investment, economic cooperations, because that is important for prosperity in Nepal, that's important for prosperity in Pakistan. Okay. That is important for a Sukhi Nepali, that is important for a Sukhi Pakistani. Okay. The first thing that we need to do is to have faith and trust in the potential, the scope, and the need to have stronger trade and investment relations. There is a lot of scope and there is a lot of potential. We must have that faith. Pakistan for the last 10 years has been organizing a Made in Pakistan exhibition in Kathmandu. Right? And every year it has been a big success. This year we will be having the 10th such exhibition. Now, the mere fact that this exhibition has taken place for 10 consecutive years, including 2015 when there was an earthquake in Nepal, and it has been a commercial success, this fact alone proves as a litmus test the scope that exists between Pakistan and Nepal for trade. If you look at the trade figures, last year Pakistan recorded an year-on-year increase of more than 12 times in terms of its exports. So that must give faith and confidence to our businessmen and to their chambers of the space, of the scope and the need to develop these relations. What we need to do is that the businessmen of the two countries must know each other's markets. And that requires visits by Nepali businessmen to Pakistan, Pakistani businessmen to Nepal, and I would very strongly urge through your TV channel the Nepali businessmen to organize a Made in Nepal country-specific exhibition in Pakistan so that they can showcase their products in Pakistani cities, and we as the embassy would be providing all the possible support that we can. We really would encourage them to go to Pakistan and have a country-specific exhibition. Let the Pakistanis see what Nepal has to export and let them develop a taste for Nepali products. Similarly, they must also look at areas like joint ventures in project-based cooperation. There's a lot of scope in those areas, lot of scope. But for that, businessmen from both the countries, they must visit each other and participate in each other's fairs and exhibitions. I can assure both the businessmen on both the sides that in case they do that, they will find ample opportunities for business. And that's a must.
This is celebrated at Pakistan Independence Day. And can you tell me the history of this Pakistan National Day?
Our Independence Day is 14th of August. Right? That is the day when Pakistan came into existence as an independent sovereign state in 1947. 23rd of March is what we celebrate as the National Day. And it is a very important date in our history. It was on this date in 1940 that a resolution was passed in Lahore, which was known as the Lahore Resolution, whereby the Muslims of the then subcontinent, they resolved to struggle and get a separate homeland for themselves. That was the day when they resolved for having a separate homeland. And within a period of 7 years, that separate homeland was created on August 14, 1947. Okay. So right now we celebrate our National Day on 23rd March and our Independence Day on 14th of August. 23rd March is celebrated all over Pakistan with lot of enthusiasm and fervor, and also by Pakistanis living abroad.
Okay.
We here at the embassy in Kathmandu, we organize a reception every year.
As being neighbor in South Asia, Nepal and Pakistan share common aspiration for socio-economic development for their respective peoples. However, many common development challenges confront us in this quest. Your Excellency, in order to address such challenges, how can we fulfill our aspiration to explore more avenue of deeper cooperation in coming days?
Yes, Nepal and Pakistan share the same neighborhood. They share the same region. And besides that, they also share so many common cultural similarities. Their cultural values, their way of life, even the common words between Nepali and Urdu. So there's a lot that they share in addition to their terrain. Right? And they also share the similar challenges like the challenges to uplift their populations economically, the challenge to improve their education levels, the challenge to improve their health standards, and even the environmental challenges. So there's a lot that they share.
Economic growth rates.
Economic growth rates, these are common challenges.
Common challenge.
For these challenges, they need to integrate, interact with each other, more trade, more business interactions, more tourism. And for that, as I've already said, the necessary foundation or the political will, the political goodwill, and the political impetus, it already exists, including at the public-to-public level, a positive sentiment. That's a big asset for relations in any kind. Then, education. That's a very important field. I would urge Nepali youngsters and also their parents to look at the educational opportunities in Pakistan, particularly medicine, engineering, business.
Pakistan has also been providing that scholarship for Nepalese students as well. Yes, large number of students are benefited from this. Yes?
Absolutely. Okay. And those who have benefited from Pakistan's educational and training institutions, they are now also serving as a very strong link between the two countries, a very strong link. And we would want to have more of Nepali students. So these students must look at opportunities in Pakistan. Similarly, tourism is a very fertile area to jointly work on. Next year will be the Visit Nepal year. Nepal will be celebrating Visit Nepal year, and this coincides with the 60th anniversary of the establishment of Pakistan-Nepal relations. Given the importance of Buddhist and Hindu sites in Pakistan, potential of religious tourism remains abounds. This coincidence of the Visit Nepal year and the 60th year celebrations, that could be utilized to organize tourism promotion events so that tourists from both the countries can visit each other's country. There's a lot that we can do. Education, tourism, science and technology. Both the countries have an important component of agriculture in their economies. So cooperation in agriculture is another very strong and fertile area. It's a long list.
Your Excellency, you have been here for Nepal for more than 3 years. Would you please tell us your feelings about Nepal?
These have been 3 beautiful years of my life. And as diplomats, when we go on a posting to another country, we go away from our home. And I can sum up the answer to your question in very few words. For these 3 years, I wasn't away from my home. It was like being within my own home, within our own people, within a very friendly environment. And I can't say anything more than that, that it was not a posting to a different country. It felt as if it was living in my own country. Okay. It was so friendly. And I actually am thankful to the people of Nepal for all the love and all the support that they showed to me.
As an ambassador of Pakistan, what is your message on the occasion of Pakistan National Day for the people of Nepal?
Thank you. For the friendly people, for the lovely people of Nepal, my message on the Pakistan National Day is a message of love, a message of friendship, and an expression of very strong, sincere feeling. Sukhi Nepali, Samrida Nepal.
Thankful for your valuable time here.
Thank you so much, Pratibha. Thanks to ABC Television.
Thank you so much for watching us. Stay tuned.